Hey everyone, Linda here again with you from Gumnut Lane Jewellery. This week another link, but it's more about the bracelet that we're going to be putting together. So this is the link that we're going to be making. I think it's a really cute little link, and it's going to look beautiful whether you put it in a bracelet, a necklace, an anklet, use it as a component in something else, pair of earrings, whatever you can think of. It's a very versatile little link. So if you'd like to learn how to make this link and put it together in a really nice bracelet, a lovely bracelet design, then just stay with me and I'll get back with you shortly. Okay, let's get started with this link. So I've cut my wire, my 16 gauge wire, and I've cut it at 8 centimeters, or just over 8 centimeters. That's 8.5 centimeters, so roughly around the 8 centimeter mark anyway, which is just it's 3 1/8 of an inch, so just it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, and what I've also done is I've annealed it because it's 16 gauge wire. It's extremely hard to bend, so you don't need to anneal it, but I do it because it's easier on my hands. Okay, so I'm going to grab my where are they? My round nose pliers. This is a really easy link to make, but it looks so attractive when you put it into a piece, be it a necklace or a bracelet or whatever. Yeah, so stop talking, Linda. So just grab it close to the end of your pliers, and we're just going to turn a loop. So essentially what we're making here is an open spiral. So I'm just going to clip that end a little bit because I want a nice tight little circle, nice neat round circle. And we're going to close that up like that. So it should be looking like that. You can start your spiral off with your round nose pliers, get it started. You won't be able to go very far with it, but you can get it started. And we're just bending that wire gently over the top. We're not trying to make it touch the other wire, so we're keeping it open. And then you can grab your flat nose or chain nose pliers, whatever you've got. And we're going to finish this loop off. If I can grab hold of this. There we go. Not this loop, this spiral, sorry. And I'm just going to bring that down. Just like that. And I'm bringing it in towards the center of the spiral. If you can see there, it's lining up with the center of the spiral there. And then I'm going to grab my wire like that. And I've come down probably about 2 to 3 millimeters there. You can make this part here as deep as you want it. That's totally up to you. But if you're going to do that, obviously you'd need to cut more wire to be able to finish the link. Okay, so I've got it there. I've got it come down about 2 or 3 millimeters. And I'm just going to bend that wire up now like that. So it looks like that. Now you can leave it like that, or you can just, and very gently, don't, go, what's the word I'm looking for, hell for leather at it. Just, if you want to, just a gentle little bend. Hopefully you can see that on the camera how that wire is just moving in a little bit, just to give it a little bit more definition down the bottom there. And then we're going to, just because this wire is nice and soft, I can do this. I can just bend it with my finger like that very, very easily. And then grabbing my round nose pliers again, and I'm coming up to the top of my round nose pliers, and I'm going to turn a loop. want your loop to roughly sit directly over the top of your loop in there. So just maneuver that until you get it roughly where it is. So that's what our link looks like. Now, as I said, you can make this tighter. I'll do one of those and show you the difference in it. So I'm just going to grab that, turn my loop, cut that little tail off on the inside, close my loop up. It's a very dark day here today. Thank goodness I've got a light, but it's still I don't have enough light sort of around me, if you understand what I mean. I've only got it directly in front, and it does strange things to your eyes when you're trying to concentrate on something. Okay, I was going to finish that, turning that loop. So I'm just getting that started there like that. Get this little bit of wire out of the way. And I'm going to finish this loop off. Just gently bending it around. So I'm bending the wire, I'm not twisting the pliers. I'm just bending the wire around and readjusting my pliers if I need to. So I've got that coming down and I'm bending it towards the center there. Now get a tighter loop coming closer to your, I need to bend that around a bit more. There we go. Coming closer to your spiral. And give that a bend. I did get a bit closer. I could have got even closer if I wanted to, but you can see the difference in those two there if I put them side by side. Excuse me. So again, you just do the same thing. Just bend your wire over. This has actually got quite a nice point on it as it is, so I'm not going to bend that in with my pliers as I did on this one. And that one's a little bit bent there. That's better. And then just obviously turn your loop. Now if your loop's not real pretty, like that one is horrible, so I'm just going to trim that up. Close it up. And that's our link finished. And then I'm going to come back in a moment and I'm going to hammer those. Okay, so I've got my block and hammer out here, my metal hammer. So now you just choose the side you want to be your front and your back. For some reason, I can always tell which should be the front side. It seems to be more raised. I don't know how to explain it to you. One side seems flatter than the other. So this will be my front side, so I'm putting that face down. And I'm going to hammer the bottom end of this. And I'm concentrating more on that end. So then I'm going to come up and hammer the top, and that's just a little bit, just like that. And then I'm just going to give it just a slight hammer in the middle. And that's just more for strength than trying to flatten it. So that's what it should look like when it's hammered, like that. So when I come back, we're going to put a bracelet together. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, as you can see here, I've got all my pieces together, and I forgot one element that we needed to make. And I'm sure you probably all know how to make this unless you're a newbie to jewelry making. So I'll just go with this one real quick. Oops, tools falling everywhere. So I've got some 18 gauge wire here, and I've got it on the spool, and I've just flush cut it. And I'm using this 5mm mandrel on my pliers. So you need something around the 5mm. So I'm just grabbing the end of that wire, and I'm just going to turn the first loop and bring it around. When it gets to here, I'm going to smush it down as much as I can with my pliers. You can't do it too much, but you can get it pretty flat. And I'm going to come around, and I'm doing three loops. So when I get around to where it's meeting up with the other end of the wire here, you can see the end of the wire there. I'm just going to make sure I bend that down nice and flat. You don't want it sticking up, because when you cut it, then you're going to have a piece sticking up. So you want it down as flat as you can get it, like that. Remove it off your mandrel. Grab your cutters. And then coming in and flush cutting that, and equal with the level, even with the other one on the other side. Equal, even, level, whatever. Just like that. So then I'm going to grab my, you can use your chain nose pliers. I've got my bent nose pliers here. So I'm just going to grab the end of this little piece of this wire here, and I'm just going to bend it down a little bit. I want it to be level with the, so from that angle there, you can't see that end of that wire. Like that. And do the same thing on the other side. Just bend it down. Can't see it. And then I'm just going to give it a final squish to make sure that they're all level, and do that from both sides. Like that. So we've essentially got a 3-ring split ring. So that's what we're going to join our bracelet together. I've also got some beads here. Now you can put this together without, which it looks absolutely beautiful without, as you can see, as you can imagine, it looks beautiful without anything. Like once you've got these on there, it probably gives it more of, I guess, an industrial look is what I would say. Oh no, I forgot to tell you too, I made a clasp. So it's done exactly the same way, but obviously you leave more wire on the end. I would go 9 to 9.5 centimeters in the length of your wire, and I've just turned an end on that. I've hammered it, and I used on my mandrel to make that loop there. I used which one did I use? Let me see here. It was either that one or that one, so just try it. I'd go the larger one to start with and see, because it's easier then to make it smaller. Yeah, I cannot remember. It was either that one or that one. Yeah, so that's the clasp for the end of it, which kind of looks like a swan, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to add some of these. I'm going to use you could use a 28 or a 26 gauge. I'm going to use a 26 gauge on this one. Yeah, 26. I'll use 26. I just want to see what it looks like with a 26, because the other one I made, I used a 28. So I'm going to cut off roughly, yeah, that should be plenty. I'll just give you a quick measurement on that. There you go, that's 11 centimeters, which is about 4 1/4 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up one of these here. I'm going to pop it up through the center. Grab hold of that tail. Most of you probably know how to do this as well. I'm just going to move it down to where I've got a little bit more room where I can get my wire through. Up there. I'm trying to get it over that. Hard to see here at the moment. I can't see if I've got that over. Yes, I have. I didn't want to catch it on that loop going around there. I have to see if I can get this through. This is where it's you try and when you're making your spiral and you're having your open loops, try and keep them open enough that you can do this if you want to. If you're not adding beads, then it doesn't matter. Okay, I've got that around on one side. Let me see, you know, I need to open that up a little bit. Can I do that? Probably not. So I'm going to squish my loop over a little, my inner loop there. See how that opened up? And I need to get this wire through there. Oh, I need to go the other way. All right, I'm going to have to squish that a little bit more. See, where there's a will, there's a way. Hopefully this will work. A little bit more. No, I can't get that wire over there. So, I'll try something else. There, I've got him over now, so I should be able to get it down there. I thought I might have just been able to slip that past the other one, but it wouldn't let me. Okay, I've got that where I want it. And I'm just going to give that wire a bit of a rock to lock it into place. And give that a snip off. And this is taking longer than I thought it would take. It only took me a few seconds to do this when I wasn't on camera, when I was making the other bracelet. But of course, everything that can go wrong will go wrong once you turn your camera on. It's just Murphy's Law. Okay, I've got that around 3 times. Just straighten my wire up a little bit. These are, I always forget the name of these beads. It starts with an A. Is it azurite? Something. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Anyway, they look beautiful with the copper. They're just a lovely colour with the copper. I'm just going to tidy those up a little bit because that looked pretty horrible there. Okay, now I've squashed it all one way. I need to pull it back the other way so I can fit my wire in. So I'm just opening that up a little bit. There we go. Now you can fit this wire, hopefully, down through that opening at the top to make life a little bit easier. And I want to make sure he lays as flat as I can get him. Why does this happen on camera? I can't believe this. There, I've got him down flatter now. I just can't believe this. That makes you laugh. Well, if you didn't laugh, you'd cry, I suppose. And I'm probably not going to have enough room to... Oh, just enough. Okay, I've got that wire in nice and tight. Bring him down. Did I just undo that? I did. I'm chuckling so hard on the inside. I'm just thinking, Linda, my God. Okay, I need to come up. Oh dear. I might have made this coil in the middle of the spiral just a little bit too tight on this one. Let me see if I can move it down. I'm trying to figure out ways, if you guys come across this problem, that you can fix it. There we go. So I just moved the whole thing down a little bit till I found a gap that was big enough to get it through. I want to pull that up a little bit tighter. You can pull fairly tight on especially on a 26 gauge wire, but don't go overboard with it. Get that down there. And then come back up through there. Hopefully we can get through there one more time. I'm going to move that down a little bit more. Try and find where that space was. There it is, that I fit through before. And then back down through the center of that. And bring it around the back and give it a rock. And the cutters. And tap it down. There you go, that's nice and smooth. So then you can just adjust if you need to, close things up if you need to, like tighten them up. And there's our bead on. So I'll go ahead and put these other beads on since I've shown you that, and hopefully when the camera's turned off I won't have anywhere near the problems I just had then. Once I've got them back on, we'll come and assemble the rest of the bracelet, and we'll make a dangle or something to hang off the bottom of it. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, I just wanted to pop in again and show you an easy the way I showed you just previously to wrap the stone onto that. I did it an opposite way to what I did it on my original bracelet, which I'll show you the original bracelet just a little bit later. So what I'm going to do here is I've got my bead on there, and make sure you've got it right to the end of your wire there. It's like as far down as you can get it, and then bring the wire down through the gap there before I showed you to wrap it over the top, and that's why I was having so much trouble with it. I don't know why it didn't click in my head, it just didn't. And bring that wire down, make sure you pull it down as tight as you can. Don't give me grief, bead, come on, behave. Okay, and then come up through your gap there like that, and then coming back down again inside that little gap there. And see how much easier and nicer that sits now. Sometimes, I just don't know sometimes what happens with your brain. It must be something as you're getting older. It just annoys the living daylights out of me. I don't have any of these things happening to me while I'm just sitting here making jewellery. And as soon as I put that camera on, it just, like, my brain goes, nope, not cooperating with you. I'm going to make you look silly. And yeah, I just chastise myself all the time. Off camera, obviously, when like after I've posted a video or whatever, and I don't always watch them back, but if I do and I think, oh, Linda, why couldn't you think of that word? And yeah, all of those things just run through my head. Anyway, I've got my 3 wraps on there. Stop yabbering on, Linda. Tidy those up. Not 100% happy with the way that's sitting there, but I'm going to just try and squash that wire down a little bit. There, I got that sitting better now. And then yeah, cut it off the back the way that you normally do. Just give that a bit of a rock to set it in place. And tap it down. I'll just check it from the front, and yeah, that looks right. Now, if you're wondering why I've got it like this, I'll show you that in just a moment. So I'll come back in a minute when I've got everything set up and we'll put this bracelet together. I've just popped back in for a sec to tell you, before I start wrapping these other beads on, show you actually how nice it looks with a little pearl in it. These are just freshwater pearls. They're roughly the same size, about 4mm pearl there. And if you're going to do that and you're going to be oxidizing your bracelet afterwards, then I would suggest that you oxidize everything first, including your wire that you're going to wrap your bead on with. So just pull off the length of wire that you think that you need, oxidize it, clean it up a little bit, and then wire wrap your pearls to that after everything's been oxidized and cleaned up. So sort of basically the last thing that you would do. And if you're going to put it through a tumbler, then do all of that first before you wrap your pearls on. So your pearls would go on last on your cleaned up oxidized wire. Hope that makes sense. But they do look extremely pretty, don't they, when a pearl on there. I don't use pearls very often because it's a hassle with the oxidizing and all that sort of stuff. But it does look beautiful. Anyway, I'll get on with wrapping these other stones on, and I'll get back with you soon. Okay, let's get this bracelet together. So I've got one of my components here. I'm going to open up this loop, and I want it wide enough to fit my 3-ring split ring on there, and also opening that one up as well. So you've got it open like that. Okay, I'm going to feed on one of the 3-ring. Now you don't have to use the 3-ring as well. I was going to say you can use any connector that you want to here. That's totally, you could use a what am I thinking of? A figure 8 link, just a couple of jump rings, one jump ring, whatever, whatever you want to connect it to. So I'm going to feed another one onto this one. And move him down there. There you go. Okay, so I've got that one on. And I've fed on one on my second one, and you need to do your second one before you close it up, because you need it there for the next component to go on. So I'm going to feed that through my 3-ring split ring there like that, and close it up. Oops. And close that up as well. And take one of my other ones, slip on a 3-ring component, feed it down. Might have to open it up a little bit more. I just had to basically touch that and it opened up for me. And then feed that one on. And then close up your loop. And making sure to close up that part of your component as well. So you just continue on like that until you've got to the end. So I'll connect all of mine and then I'll come back. We'll add the clasp and add the charm, the dangle charm that I've made for the bottom. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Okay, I'm back with you. So I've got all of that connected together there, and I think it's looking really nice. So we'll just add our clasp. So I'm just going to feed this last. Do I need that on there? No, I need to put that on there. Tell you, sometimes I just wonder. Okay, so that's on there. Feed it through there. Gosh, I hope I'm not the only one out there that has brain freezes. I got that on the right way, yes. Now this one here, I didn't put a bead on. You can, of course, if you want to, but I just wanted to, on the clasp, I just wanted a little bit of difference. And basically what I wanted to do was show off the coil, what's it called? Is that right? Coil, yes. Spiral, Linda, goodness. Yeah, I just wanted to show off the spiral a little bit there. And also too, because it's at the back of your wrist, you're more likely to bash that bead a lot and probably crack it. Okay, straighten that up now that I've got that back in there. Everything's nice and straight. And then we just bring it around, and all we do is connect it through that last lot of rings there, so it's, you know, basically seamless pretty much all the way through. You can close up your loop here if you think it's going to. Don't close it too much, but just if you feel that it might come off, but I doubt that would come off anyway. So now we'll just add our little dangle in, and I'm going to add mine right here on this last loop, and I've got that over here. Now, all I've done on that, it's quite a simple dangle. I've just double wire wrapped 2 of the 4mm beads on a balled head pin there, and I've made a little spiral charm there. Now you could make one the same as this one, which I'll show you in the first bracelet that I made, or you could just make, I just decided I'd just make a little spiral one. So totally, you know, you put on it whatever you want to put on it. It's your design once you start making it. And I'm trying to grab hold of this little jump ring here. And I'm going to open that up. Just grab another pair of pliers. Okay, and then find my spot where I was before. Where am I? Over here. Yeah, that's where I want to put it. And I'm just going to pop him in there. Actually, what I'm going to do first is just close that loop up a little bit more. There we go. So he can't slide off. And pop that up through there. Close that up nice and tight. Give him a little squeeze. My tools out of the way. And that's our bracelet done. Get that around the right way. There we go. Now, I know you're going to say you can see these sticking up. Actually, I need to cut that one a little bit better. That's a bad one to show you. Once this goes through the tumbler, all those ends are going to be nice and smooth. They'll hardly even be noticeable. So that's, but that's just my idea. As I said, you don't have to use this split ring idea if you don't want to. You can connect it any way that you feel you want it. See how nice that looks? Just having that one there without a stone on it. I think that looks lovely like that. Okay, so I'll show you the original. I'll move this one aside. This is the original. I'm just getting it all untangled here because I had it sitting in a little pile. Get that around there. Okay, this is the original, and come on, guys, sit straight like you're supposed to. There we go. Okay, now I've used, I think it's called a rainbow tourmaline on this one here. So it's got all the different muted colours. They're not bright colours. And as I said, this is the little charm here that I made the same as this one here, but I just did it in an 18 gauge wire, as same as I made this in an 18 gauge wire. And I just put one little bead dangle that coordinated back into that. And as I said, I left that one plain on that one as well. And I also wanted to show you for another idea for you. Let me get these sorted. A pair of earrings. So I move these away over here. And so this is the earring design. Hope you can see that clearly. I think beautiful. I used the rainbow tourmaline in here and just added a couple of tiny little, I think they're 2 millimeter. No, they might be 1 millimeter. I'm not sure. I think they're 1 millimeter. Tiny, tiny little garnet beads in that with a little drop at the bottom. So they've got that little bit of swing in them. I think they're beautiful. I can't wait to oxidize them and clean them up and yeah, polish them up and all of that. So anyway, that's our tutorial for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, we've got Facebook down the bottom. Only had one new member this week, which surprised me. It's free to join Facebook, and it's just a lovely place where everybody who has the same interest, which is jewelry making, to get together. You can post your work. If you need help or like extra help or whatever, you can ask for it there. There's lots of people that can give you guidance if you need it. I'm there as well, obviously. I post my work as well to give you inspiration. So please consider joining the Facebook group. It's a lovely group of ladies we've got going now. We're up to about 67 or 68 or something like that subscribers on there, but it'd be lovely for it to build more. And please make sure you post some of your work. I love to see it. It just fascinates me, the beautiful work that you ladies come up with. As I said, I post my stuff there for inspiration for you as well. Also Patreon, I'll leave a link for that down below. It's only $5.99 a month, and I give you a whole lot of things that you won't see me do here on YouTube. It's my kind of work. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. What was I going to say? Yeah, so anyway, sorry. I've got a whole lot of noise happening outside here, trucks and whatnot carrying on. Excuse me. Yeah, so Patreon's down the bottom. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you'd like to, that's free to do so as well. Just hit the subscribe button and ring the bell down the bottom to get a notification. And please make sure you like my video. If you didn't like it, then obviously click the you didn't like it. That's, you know, totally your preference. But a like would be great. Really helps me out. And I think that's all I've got to say to you guys. So I shall catch you all next week. And sorry that this video, it's a day late. I've just had a week, one of those weeks. Yep. Okay, guys, catch you in the next one. Bye.